The date is July 13th, 2011. The sun has barely risen over Coronado, California. A historic mansion sits peacefully by the ocean, but inside, something horrifying has been discovered. A young woman, 32-year-old Rebecca Zahau, is found hanging from a second-floor balcony. She is naked. Her feet are bound. Her hands are tied behind her back. A shirt has been stuffed into her mouth. And on the bedroom door behind her, a cryptic message written in black paint reads, "She saved him. Can you save her?" The authorities look at this scene and call it a suicide. But how does a woman tie her own hands behind her back, gag herself, and then jump off a balcony? Welcome to the Unsolved Room TV. Tonight, we enter the mansion. To understand this mystery, we must first know who Rebecca Zahau was. Born in Burma on March 15, 1979, Rebecca grew up in a close-knit family of Chin ethnicity. She was hardworking, warm, and ambitious. She eventually moved to the United States, building a new life for herself. She worked as an ophthalmic technician, and by 2008, she had fallen in love with one of the most powerful men in the pharmaceutical world, Jonah Shacknai, CEO of Medici's Pharmaceutical. Jonah was wealthy, influential, and in 2010 was reportedly earning over $6 million a year. Rebecca had found a life most people only dream of: a billionaire boyfriend, a beachfront mansion in Coronado, and a future full of promise. But sometimes, the most beautiful places hide the darkest secrets. And this mansion, the historic Spreckels mansion on Ocean Boulevard, was about to become the center of a story that would shock all of America. It all begins 2 days earlier, July 11th, 2011. Rebecca is at the Spreckels mansion with Jonah's 6-year-old son Max and her own teenage sister Zena. Jonah is away. It is a normal summer day, until it isn't. At some point, little Max falls face first over a second-floor banister. He crashes down, suffering severe injuries to his spinal cord and facial bones. Rebecca rushes to him. She performs CPR. Zena calls 911. Max is rushed to Rady Children's Hospital in San Diego, but his condition is critical. Jonah races to the hospital to be by his son's side. Rebecca is devastated. She blames herself. The child she was supposed to protect is now fighting for his life. Investigators later say Max's fall was an accident, that he somehow tripped. But a trauma doctor who examined Max stated clearly he did not believe the injuries matched a simple fall. The mystery of this case does not begin with Rebecca's death. It begins with a little boy falling from a staircase. July 12th, 2011. One day before Rebecca's body is found. Rebecca drives her sister Zena to the airport and then picks up someone she has never spent much time with, Adam Shacknai, Jonah's brother, who has just flown in from Memphis, Tennessee. Adam is described as eccentric, a tugboat captain with an unusual personality. That evening, Rebecca, Adam, Jonah, and a friend named Howard all have dinner together. Jonah then returns to the hospital to be near Max. Rebecca and Adam go back to the mansion together. They are the only two people on the property that night. Neighbors later report hearing loud music coming from the beach house late into the night. This is the last night Rebecca Zahau is seen alive. The next morning, everything changes. Adam claims he walked out of the guest house at around 6:45 a.m., looked toward the main house, and saw Rebecca's body hanging from the balcony. He called 911. He grabbed a knife from the kitchen. He cut her down. And then he tried CPR, but it was too late. When investigators arrive at the Spreckels mansion, what they find raises immediate questions. Rebecca is naked. Her ankles are bound together. Her wrists are tied tightly behind her back. A t-shirt has been shoved deep into her mouth as a gag. A rope is around her neck. She has been hanged from the second-story balcony railing. On the bedroom door, that haunting message painted in black. She saved him. Can you save her? Rebecca's thumbprint is found on a black paint tube. Paint is also found on her hand, her chest, and her neck. Investigators conclude that Rebecca painted the message herself, then tied herself up, gagged herself, and jumped. Cold case investigator Paul Holes, one of America's most respected experts, was stunned by this conclusion. He said that for this to be suicide, Rebecca would have had to cut rope, bind her feet, tie a noose, place it around her neck, stuff a shirt in her mouth, then perform a complex series of knots behind her own back, and then hop over the balcony railing. Alone, in the dark. On September 2, 2011, San Diego County Sheriff Bill Gore stands before the cameras and makes his announcement. Rebecca Zahau's death, suicide. Max Shacknai's death, accident. No foul play in either case. The investigation is closed. The public is shocked. Legal experts, journalists, and true crime writers immediately push back. Lawyer Victoria Pynchon calls the ruling an embarrassing public blunder. Forbes writers question the conclusion. The Daily Beast publishes a column demanding better evidence. But the sheriff's office stands firm. Their theory: Rebecca was consumed by guilt over Max's fall. As the little boy's condition worsened, she received a voicemail from Jonah, informing her of Max's grave state. And in that moment of despair, they say, she decided to end her life. Rebecca's family refuses to accept this. Her sister Mary says, Rebecca was a fighter, a survivor, a woman who had overcome tremendous hardship in her life. She did not give up. She was taken. The one person who stands at the center of every question is Adam Shacknai, Jonah's brother, the tugboat captain from Tennessee. He was the only other person on the property that night. He is the one who found the body. He is the one who cut her down before police arrived, destroying potential evidence in the process. Adam takes a lie detector test the same day Rebecca's body is found. The results are inconclusive. Authorities clear him. But Rebecca's family is not convinced. In 2013, they file a wrongful death civil lawsuit against Adam Shacknai, claiming he murdered Rebecca. The case goes to trial. And in 2018, a civil jury in San Diego Superior Court delivers a stunning verdict. They find Adam Shacknai responsible for Rebecca Zahau's death. The family is awarded $5 million in punitive damages. But here is the thing. A civil verdict is not a criminal conviction. Adam Shacknai is never charged, never arrested. He walks free. And the sheriff's office never reopens the criminal investigation. Even today, this case is filled with questions that have no answers. Why was the bedroom door locked from the inside, but investigators say Rebecca was pushed off the outside balcony? How did she tie complex knots behind her own back? Who painted that cryptic message on the door? And what does it truly mean? Why did Adam cut down the body before police arrived? Why were the lie detector results never made fully public? And why has the San Diego Sheriff's Office, even after a civil jury found Adam responsible, refused to reopen the case? In 2022, Rebecca's family formally requested that the medical examiner change the cause of death from suicide to undetermined. A full review was conducted. In September 2023, Chief Medical Examiner Stephen Campman issued his conclusion. The ruling had not changed. Suicide. But the official record still says suicide. And Adam Shacknai, the only other person in that mansion that night, has never faced criminal charges. Rebecca Zahau was 32 years old. She had survived a difficult childhood in Burma. She had built a new life in America. She was loved by her family, her friends, and the man she had chosen to be with. And then one night, in one of the most beautiful mansions in California, she was gone. Whether Rebecca died by her own hand or someone else's may never be officially proven. But the questions surrounding her death refused to go away. A cryptic message on a door, a woman bound and gagged, a brother-in-law who was the only witness, a civil jury that said this was murder, and a system that said case closed. This is the Unsolved Room TV. We do not let closed cases stay silent. We ask the questions that others have stopped asking. We shine light into the darkest rooms. If you found this case as haunting as we did, subscribe, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Because every unsolved mystery deserves one thing: the truth. Good night.